Ethan Miller had never known a moment of real peace. At 16, he was already carrying the weight of too many thoughts, regrets from mistakes he had made, worries about school, fears of disappointing his parents, and an endless stream of what-ifs about the future. Each day, his mind raced like a flock of restless birds, never settling, never allowing him to simply breathe. Breakfast was a battle. His mother's cheerful morning chatter barely penetrated the fog in his head. He mechanically ate, spoonfuls of cereal tasteless in his mouth, barely registering the sunlight streaming through the kitchen window. Even the sound of his dog scratching at the door for attention went unnoticed. Ethan's heart felt heavy, and a persistent tightness in his chest reminded him that there was no escape from his thoughts. By midday, the anxiety had escalated. Every assignment at school seemed monumental. Every passing glance from a classmate felt like judgment. Every casual conversation replayed in his mind for hours afterward, dissected and analyzed until it left him exhausted. Friends tried to reach him, but Ethan found it impossible to engage. His mind was trapped in a cycle. The past he could not change. The future he could not predict. It was on one particularly difficult afternoon, when the autumn wind rattled the window panes, that Ethan decided he could not go on like this. His mother noticed the dark circles under his eyes and the slump in his shoulders. "Ethan, are you okay?" she asked, her voice tinged with worry. He forced a nod, but the truth was plain. He wasn't okay, and he didn't know how to be. That evening, while scrolling aimlessly through his phone, Ethan stumbled across a post in a local forum about a man living alone in the forest who was said to help troubled young people find clarity. The post mentioned Mr. Harris, an older man who lived in a cabin beneath a crooked tree at the edge of Pinewood Forest. Some locals called him a hermit, others, a sage. Curious and desperate, Ethan decided he would go. He needed guidance, a way to quiet the storm inside his head. The next morning, he packed a small backpack with water, a notebook, and some snacks. The sun was barely rising when he stepped onto the forest trail. The path wound steeply upward, lined with ancient oaks and maples, their leaves crunching beneath his boots. The air was crisp, carrying the scent of pine and damp earth. For a moment, he felt a flicker of anticipation. Perhaps this journey would lead to relief. Hours passed, and the trail became more challenging. Roots jutted from the ground like twisted fingers, and loose rocks threatened to make him stumble. Yet, with each step, he felt a strange sense of purpose. He had a destination, a goal. Find Mr. Harris and, hopefully, find some measure of peace. The forest was alive with sound, the chirping of birds, the rustle of leaves, the distant barking of a dog, but Ethan barely noticed. His thoughts were focused solely on reaching the crooked tree. Finally, as the sun climbed higher in the sky, he saw a small cabin nestled beneath the gnarled limbs of a massive tree. Smoke curled from the chimney, and a garden of wildflowers surrounded the porch. Mr. Harris was seated outside, legs crossed, eyes closed in quiet meditation. Ethan approached slowly, unsure how to begin. "Mr. Harris?" he called softly. The man opened his eyes and smiled, the kind of smile that made Ethan feel instantly seen. "Hello, Ethan," he said gently. "I hear you are searching for peace." Ethan sank to his knees, feeling a mixture of hope and embarrassment. "Yes," he admitted, "I can't stop my mind from racing. I regret things I've done. I'm terrified of what's coming. I don't know how to be calm." Mr. Harris nodded, observing the young boy's anxiety. After a moment of silence, he rose and walked inside the cabin, returning with a small lantern. Its flame flickered steadily despite the breeze. "Ethan, I can help you," he said, "but first, you must complete a simple task. This task will teach you something far more important than any advice I could give." Ethan's curiosity piqued. "Anything, sir," he said. "I'll do anything to feel calm again." Mr. Harris handed him the lantern. "Carry this lantern down to the village at the edge of the forest and bring it back. But the flame must not go out. If it does, you must start over. Your focus must be complete, your attention unwavering." Ethan blinked in surprise. It seemed almost too simple, almost trivial, yet he accepted, cupping the lantern in both hands, aware of its warmth and fragility. And so, his journey began, not just a walk through the forest, but a first lesson in mindfulness and the power of fully living in the present. Ethan's steps were cautious at first. The flame, small but unwavering, seemed to illuminate more than just the path. It shone into his mind, demanding his full attention. He could feel the wind threaten it, see each flicker and shadow, and he instinctively adjusted his hands, turning his body to shield it. Every step required focus. Every thought of the past or future had to be pushed aside. Soon, distractions arose. A group of hikers came down the trail, laughing and chatting loudly. Ethan stepped aside, careful not to let the lantern sway. He noticed children chasing each other in the distance, their joyful shouts filling the air. But he did not glance up. Even the beauty of the autumn forest, the gold and crimson leaves, the sun streaming through the branches, went unnoticed. For the first time in years, Ethan's mind was not a storm of thoughts. It was singular, absorbed entirely by one task: protecting the flame. Hours passed, and the path grew steeper. Loose rocks and exposed roots threatened to trip him. His arms began to ache from holding the lantern steady. Sweat dripped down his forehead. Still, he did not falter. With every careful step, he realized he was not thinking about his mistakes or worrying about tomorrow's tests. His mind was quiet. The chaos he had carried for years had no room here. Only the flame mattered. By the time he reached the village at the bottom of the hill, Ethan was physically tired but strangely exhilarated. Without resting, he turned around, beginning the climb back. This ascent was harder. Gravity worked against him, every muscle strained to keep the lantern upright. Yet, the feeling of focus and calm persisted. No matter how steep the path, no matter how loud the wind or how many distractions appeared, Ethan's attention remained on the flame. When he finally reached the crooked tree in the cabin, Mr. Harris was waiting. Ethan handed back the lantern, still burning brightly, and exhaled a long, deep breath. His heart pounded, but a smile crept onto his face. "I did it," he said, almost in disbelief. Mr. Harris nodded. "Tell me, Ethan, what did you notice on your journey?" Ethan thought for a moment. "Nothing, at first. I saw the trees, the rocks, the sun, but I didn't really see them. I didn't hear the children or the birds. I only noticed the flame. I couldn't think about anything else." "And while you focused on the flame, what happened to your thoughts about the past or the future?" Mr. Harris asked. Ethan's eyes widened. They disappeared. I wasn't thinking about anything else. I didn't feel anxious or worried. I just was." The hermit smiled, placing a hand on Ethan's shoulder. "Exactly. Peace is not something you find by changing the world around you or avoiding your thoughts. Peace comes when your mind is fully present, like your attention to the flame. When you are fully absorbed in this moment, regrets cannot touch you, and fears cannot reach you. You are completely here, completely now." Ethan's chest tightened, not with anxiety, but with understanding. Tears filled his eyes, not of sorrow but of recognition. For the first time, he realized that the calm he had longed for was not somewhere in the future or hidden in a perfect past. It had been within him all along, waiting for him to focus his mind. Mr. Harris continued, "Think of the flame as your life. Every thought of the past is a gust of wind trying to blow it out. Every fear of the future is a shadow threatening its light. But when you give your complete attention to what is right in front of you, when you live fully in the present, you protect it, and in protecting it, you experience peace." Ethan nodded slowly, absorbing each word. "So, if I focus on what I'm doing right now, I can be calm, even if everything else is chaotic?" "Exactly," Mr. Harris replied. "Walk, breathe, eat, study, and listen with your full attention. This is the only way to live fully. And it is the only way to find peace." Ethan left the forest that day as a different boy. The weight of constant worry no longer pressed on his chest in the same way. On the way home, he noticed the sound of his boots crunching on the gravel trail, the gentle rustle of leaves, the birds singing overhead. For the first time in years, he was aware of the present moment, fully engaged, fully alive. Over the next weeks, he practiced the lesson diligently. At school, when anxiety threatened to rise, he imagined the flame in his hands. He focused on the task at hand, solving a math problem, writing an essay, listening to a friend, without letting his mind wander to the past or future. Slowly, he noticed that his thoughts no longer dominated him. They were like clouds passing across a clear sky. Home life changed as well. Breakfasts became moments to enjoy the warmth of the sun on the kitchen table. Walks through his neighborhood no longer felt tedious or stressful. Even his relationship with his younger sister improved, because he listened to her laughter and responded genuinely, rather than being trapped in his own thoughts. Months passed, and the lesson of the crooked tree and the lantern remained with him. Ethan understood that life would always bring challenges, distractions, and moments of worry, but that was not the point. The point was the present. This moment, this breath, this step, that was where life happened. And that was where peace was always available. Ethan never forgot Mr. Harris, nor the crooked tree, nor the lantern. They became symbols in his mind for the practice of mindfulness and focus. Whenever he felt himself slipping into old habits of overthinking, he visualized the flame and gently guided his attention back to the present. By living like this, he discovered that the true happiness he had sought was never in avoiding difficulty or achieving perfection. It was in fully experiencing life, one moment at a time. And with each moment, he found calm, clarity, and a deep sense of gratitude for the world around him. The crooked tree in the forest became a quiet reminder for Ethan that imperfections and challenges are part of life, but they do not prevent peace. Just as the flame remained alive through wind, obstacles, and care, so too could his mind remain steady and calm, no matter the circumstances. And so, Ethan Miller, once a boy lost in a storm of thought, grew into someone who understood that the present moment was the only place where life truly existed. He carried that knowledge with him through school, through friendships, and through every twist and turn of adolescence. And he knew that whenever worry threatened to return, all he had to do was remember the crooked tree, the lantern, and the lesson he had learned beneath them. Because peace was not somewhere he had to chase. It was always, quietly, waiting, right here, right now.